Hey folks, time for part two of this stack of records that I got at the Sidewalk sale, Great Escape Sidewalk sale. 50 cents an album. Let's just jump right into it. First, John Denver. This is Winsong. I'm sorry. Let's see here. I don't see an immediate date. It's a gatefold. And original inner sleeve. On RCA. Not the biggest John Denver fan, but I like some of his stuff, and I know some friends really enjoy him, so I thought I'd give him more of an opportunity. Found another of his albums, Rocky Mountain High. Some great pictures on the cover. It's a gatefold as well. You actually pull the album out from the middle. Again, it's RCA. I believe that I got this on CD as well when my mom passed, and I got her music collection. Then finally, John Denver, Back Home Again. Also a gatefold. Original inner sleeve. Pretty sure this is RCA. Yeah. Then picked up a Poco album, A Good Time, or no, Poco, A Good Feeling to Know. And this album, like I said, I've been on a Richie Furay kick, and there's Richie right there. Might also recognize Timothy Schmidt from the Eagles. This album actually has a booklet in it. It has some pictures. And looks like some lyrics. And I don't know if this is the original inner sleeve or not. The inner sleeve is advertising some other bands. This is on Epic. Yeah, I guess it would be the original because it's Epic Undercover, and it's got all these news blurbs about different bands. I'm seeing Argent right here. So, I guess that's a reflection of when this album was put out. It looks like 1972. Alright, the next guy I'm not real familiar with. It's Dan Fogelberg. But I ran into a box that had several of his albums together. They all looked good and looked interesting, so I thought, I think there are 5 Fogelberg albums here, and so that was, what, $2.50 to get a good start on him. And then, so I picked up Souvenirs. I think this is his second album. His gatefold. And I'm going to pull all the records out. I looked at them a little bit. They're all on this Full Moon label. And I can't remember. I know Tony O'Kay was on this label, and it seems like I've seen somebody else on that label. So that's Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs. Also found Dan Fogelberg Netherlands. Gotta say, these Fogelberg albums look to be really good shape. It's the back. It too is a gatefold. Found Dan Fogelberg The Innocent Age. This is a 2 LP set. Gatefold. Jake, I'll hold you in a minute, buddy. Let me finish this video, okay? So, I think this is this on Full Moon? Yeah. A little different shade of color, but still Full Moon. Hey, buddy, can you back up for me just a little bit? Alright. Then we got Fogelberg Exiles. Dan Fogelberg Exiles. And finally, Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, twin sons of different mothers. Gatefold. Also on Full Moon. I guess that's the original inner sleeve. Okay. Now, the next 2 albums are from a group that would have been probably considered Jesus music on the on this first album, and probably contemporary Christian on the second. That's how the time frame seems to fall. This is 1974 album. This is Truth. That's Worth Everything. And it's on Impact Records. Let's see. There you go. And Impact, of course, being a subsidiary or a label under the Benson Company. And this album is, what, 1980. Truth, Straight from the Source. No. Get It from the Source. Kind of an interesting cover. Lightning bolt being held by a hand going to a heart with an outlet. Don't really understand that. Let's see what label. This was on Paragon. There we go, Paragon. and Paragon was part of Word Records. So there were three major companies: Word Records, Benson, and Sparrow. Back in the day, and they had and Word was probably the biggest, had a whole bunch of labels under it, and then Benson had several labels, and then Sparrow, I don't know if they had that many, but those were the big three. Alright, so the next one is Airborne, Richard Souther. This is a Christian album. Put out on Metal Arc Records, which was under Sparrow. So that's Richard Souther. Now the next two were probably the two that I consider the biggest scores of the whole 25-cent sale, or 50-cent sale, as far as just albums that I was really excited about when I saw them. The first one is Fireworks. This is a contemporary Christian rock album featuring Marty McCall on vocals. Marty would go on to be one of the members of First Call. This is on Myrrh, which was under Word Records. Original inner sleeve. And there's that orange Myrrh Records centering. Don't know much about this band. I knew he was in a band, but I knew it was called Fireworks. And they've got a couple albums, but I hadn't really ever. This is the first one I've ever owned. And this was the big one from the 25 or the 50-cent part of it. Randy Stonehill, Welcome to Paradise. This is an iconic Jesus music album. Came out in '76 on Solid Rock Records, which was Larry Norman's label. Here's the back. It is a gatefold. Brilliant album, and glad to have it on vinyl. The original inner sleeve, but I mean it's got some tape on it and stuff, but then you've got that Solid Rock label. And I got one more piece of vinyl, and that was from the inside of the store, and Foghat. Night Shift. I think they had $3 on this, and it was 20% off anything in the store, so I got it for a little under $2.50. $2.50, something like that. Let's take a look here. Don't think it's original inner sleeve. Don't know if plain, if it wasn't, or if it was. It's on Bearsville label. Foghat, a band that I really have only been listening to since, I don't know, earlier this year, late last year, or something like that. Probably earlier this year. But I really dig their sound. So I saw that and had to snatch it up. And that's it for the vinyl. And I've got a stack of CDs. That will be coming next. And yeah, so for me and for Jake, we'll see you soon.